Tactical shooters have seen a renaissance in recent years. Counter-Strike has been one of the most popular esports titles for years now, and the new kid on the block, Valorant, has pushed the genre to new heights. Hi-Rez, known for Smite, Paladins, and Realm Royale, decided to create their own tactical shooter called Rogue Company. Opting for a marketing campaign similar to that of Valorant, the game came hot out of the gates, but has struggled to maintain the consistency of its Riot Games counterpart. Rogue Company, unlike some other Hi-Rez titles, does have full support from its developer, which can be seen by the company's marketing push.
Rogue Company is a third-person tactical shooter, and the best part is it's free to play.
I had a lot of fun in this project, and the team knocked it out of the park, in my opinion. Oh, you got the flip phone? Incredible, isn't it?
Even with backing from one of the biggest streamers in the world, the game has been unable to hit the heights of its competitors, nor has it managed to hold consistent numbers since its release. Which leads us to the question of this video. What happened to Rogue Company? Let's start by explaining exactly what Rogue Company is. It's a third-person tactical shooter that wears its contemporaries on its sleeve. Its primary game mode is search and destroy with an economy system, akin to Counter-Strike, characters with a unique set of guns, equipment, and abilities like Rainbow Six Siege, a communicative ping system, a la Apex Legends, and downed teammates that can be revived mid-round, like in every Battle Royale game. Mix these together, and boom, Rogue Company is born. In the Rogue Company universe, characters, called rogues, are a part of a mercenary task force. Each is accepted into the task force based on their skills and abilities. For instance, Dallas is a former Texas lawman turned bounty hunter, who brought in too many high-priced targets for the underworld's liking and subsequently had a bounty put on his head. He joined the team for protection, and as one of the best trackers in the world, he uses his tracing abilities in the story and game to mark targets for his team and take them down. There's a pretty expansive world in Rogue Company, and as more characters and maps are added, the task force grows and the lore expands further. Players start out with 6 rogues available and can grow their roster by grinding or paying for newly released mercenaries. As with most multiplayer titles released nowadays, the game also has a plethora of cosmetics and emotes that players can purchase. In contrast to the slower paced gameplay and strategic nuance of Counter-Strike or Valorant, Rogue Company is a fast-paced run-and-gun shooter. Even when one side is behind in economy, the game always gives players something to enhance themselves between rounds, meaning that matches never feel completely one-sided. Players always have the option, before gliding down for battle, to upgrade their weapons, purchase more tactical grenades, or auto-reloading clips after downing enemies. The game came out with a base plant the bomb game mode called Demolition, with 2 bomb sites for the attackers to explode and no respawns for the 4 players on each team. Rogue Company is different from most tactical shooters due to its crisp movement and gun mechanics. Players can dodge roll to evade bullets and explosives, and gunplay utilizes a bloom system reminiscent of Fortnite. The game has even more modes that lean into its fast pace, like Strikeout and Extraction, that pit players against each other over objectives with a limited amount of respawns. But these modes are more for casual players and act as a break to the monotony of the plant the bomb gameplay. In July of 2020, Hi-Rez released a closed beta of the game, with the same marketing push as many other popular titles these days. They got a bunch of big streamers like Tim the Tatman, Shroud, and Courage, and let them stream the game to tens of thousands of people. Handing out beta keys through Twitch drops meant that viewership numbers were huge. The game also came out early with cross-platform integration and crossplay, available on all consoles and PC, and it eventually became free to play in September. The ultra-casual tactical shooter was a huge hit at first, and even caught the attention of organizations like 100 Thieves and big-time streamers like Dr. Disrespect. Both have in-game cosmetics, and the doc was even brought in to help design his own map in Rogue Company. Most outlets and personalities enjoyed the game and gave it glowing reviews, with even the most staunch critics of the game giving it a passing grade for its fun mechanics and great map design. According to the developer, in terms of player count, Rogue Company was the studio's most successful game to date when the beta launched in July, and brought more than 2 million people into the game. But unfortunately, those numbers steadily declined to where we are now, with viewership pushing into the low thousands on good days and the low tens on bad ones. Coming in with a bang, Rogue Company didn't capitalize on its initial success and kept its audience waiting for far too long. Gamers crave something to work towards, a battle pass, or a ranked system. But Rogue Company didn't have either of those, at least not right away. Hi-Rez released a ranked mode in November and dropped the battle pass system in 2021, but by then many players had already moved on. It was doubly frustrating for fans of the game because instead of focusing on the basic things that should have been included off the bat, Rogue Company was being updated with new cosmetics, sprays, and dances. Seeing a company prioritize MTX cosmetics over basic necessities does not exactly endear you to your audience, and the steadily dropping player count reflected this. Rogue Company was also dropped by many of the big streamers who were giving it a platform, the only big name keeping it in their rotation being Dr. Disrespect. Those who were paid by Hi-Rez to give the game a try returned to their bread and butter once the sponsorship money went dry. And while the game is fast-paced and fun, the game lacks any real personality. Most of the rogues look pretty similar and just kind of blend together, with generic voice lines and character archetypes that we've all seen before. While Hi-Rez isn't exactly known for creating the most engaging characters or settings in the industry, the generic graphics and user interface certainly didn't help retain anyone. But the real issue was the pitfalls that many early in-development games fall for. Constant bugs and glitches that make certain matches unplayable, cheaters and hackers, and players constantly leaving matches in casual and competitive play. It's tough to iron everything out at once, but being unable to play the game seriously can make it difficult to commit to. For some time after the game's initial launch, many of these issues went unaddressed, and players were left to wait for Hi-Rez to fix its game, ban cheaters, and just give them a reason to put time into the title. For most of the initial 2 million players, waiting just wasn't worth it, and many of them walked away. So with interest in Rogue Company waning, is it time to put the Hi-Rez tactical shooter in the grave and call it a day? Rogue Company is barely 6 months old at this point, and while Valorant and Apex Legends may have set the bar high, the game is a far cry from being completely dead. Hi-Rez has included the title in its plan for the future and announced 4 seasons of content this year. The Rogue Company YouTube page and developer website are still constantly being updated with plans for the future, and the devs are constantly responding to community feedback, teasing new rogues and changes to come. The game has also retained a loyal base of smaller content creators that give the game its due. While many of these creators do see the decline in interest in the game, even releasing their own versions of this video, the game continues to bring them viewers. People and outlets also haven't totally lost interest in the title either, checking in after every patch to see if this is the one that will hook them on Rogue Company. For all of Hi-Rez's shortcomings after the launch of its game, they did eventually get around to adding systems and functions that fans had been asking for. Hi-Rez has a track record of jumping on trends early, finding moderate success, and then steering their games into irrelevancy. But based off of the game's initial launch, Rogue Company has been a breath of fresh air from other Hi-Rez titles. The game even has some esports buzz, with small grassroots tournaments being run every so often. While big competitive organizations haven't thrown their hats into the ring yet, the scene isn't as well promoted as Valorant. If Rogue Company does reach the competitive success of other Hi-Rez games like Smite, it'll be off the backing of the community rather than the support of its developers. And given that Rogue Company is actually quite a good game, it's not hard to believe that a grassroots community will start to grow around the game. Multiplayer games are judged harshly upon release and the following months after. If a game doesn't reach high numbers, many will just call it dead and walk away. Games that reach the masses and consistently improve on the genre are definitely outliers rather than the norm. Rogue Company may fall into that category with a full slate of content, updates, maps, and new rogues set for the year. And this third-person tactical shooter may just rise from the ashes. What are your thoughts on Rogue Company? What did Hi-Rez do well with the title? And what do you think they need to improve for it to be a more successful game? Let us know in the comments below.
This video was made possible thanks to our wonderful patrons. A huge thank you to everybody on this list, and shout out to Jason, Foxy, Lyra, Mauve, Nate, Nathan, Oshayo, Sierra, Shampoo, and Spartacus for being platinum supporters. And an extra special shout out to Steven, Mookie, Noodles, and Marco for being our diamond supporters. Thanks a ton, guys, it really means a lot to us.
If you also want to support our channel and unlock perks, check out the Patreon link in the description below or join our Discord server. If you want to help us out in a different way, leaving a like, subscribing, and hitting the bell to stay up to date is also appreciated. My name is Jonah. Thanks for watching.